Guys, we got a big one today. We've got potentially the biggest Yeezy drop ever. An insanely hyped collaboration is coming way sooner than we thought, and Stockx is in trouble again. But before we get into all of that, let's do a quick release recap, starting with the frozen moment Jordan 4. I think I saw mostly mixed opinion on these, but let me know if you cop down in the comments. Another mixed opinion sneaker, the Union Jordan 1s also dropped. However, I do think that these were the more hyped of the two. However, if you take a look at the results from my Instagram poll, it seems like a decent amount of people passed. You lucky guys out in the US had Kobe Day. Essentially, Nike restocked a ton of iconic Kobe sneakers. Finally, we had a ton of Yeezy releases, starting with the Yeezy 700 V2 Static. This is a solid one. Blue Tint 350s, the Yeezy 700 V3 As I Yell, Yeezy Slide Granite, pretty similar to the rest of them. The Yeezy 350 MX Dark Sold, another banger pair of 350s. And then probably one of the most shocking drops is the Yeezy 350 Static. Craziest thing is that these are sitting everywhere. On the Adidas Confirmed app, literally, if you go over there, you can see there's an entire size run. Recap out of the way, let's get into this upcoming stuff, and let's start off with a quick fire round of a few upcoming releases which are right around the corner. Starting off with the Lamelo Ball's Puma MB Slide. These are going to be debuting on September the 1st. It looks like they're going to come in 4 different colorways. I've never tried a Puma slide, if I'm going to be honest, so I don't actually know how comfortable they are. I think this black one is my favorite. I think the colors just go super well with the logo, and considering these are Lamelo Ball slides and how popular the Lamelo Ball sneaker is, I would not be surprised if at least a couple pairs sold out. All right, one of the biggest stories is on one hand pretty dope, and on the other hand a little bit annoying. Take a look at this here. The Supreme Nike SB Dunk Ramel Z Pack is going to be dropping on August the 31st. That's right, these are going to be dropping this upcoming Thursday, and there are a few details which you do need to know if you are after either of these sneakers. So just to remind you guys, this Ramel Z Pack consists of 2 different sneakers. This Nike SB Dunk High, which is a lot lighter. Also got the Nike SB Dunk Low, which is a lot darker. Still has the gum outsole and of course the Ramel Z print as well. And here's the catch. A lot of what I've been hearing about the release of this collaboration is that it might end up just being a Supreme exclusive. The release date is expected on Thursday the 31st of August, online and in-store at Supreme chapter stores globally. The only thing that gives me hope that retailers and potentially the Nike sneakers app might get these things is that back in July there was a shock drop of these things on Dover Street Market out in Singapore. Either way, be on the lookout if you are after them, and if we get any more information, I will keep you guys up to date. All right, another pair of sneakers which is right around the corner that is turning out to be like one of the most hyped sneakers I've seen in a while, and that is the Nike SB Dunk Low Yuto Horigome. All I've been seeing is freaking drama surrounding this pair of shoes over the past few weeks. There was some store out in the US which had a bunch of pairs of these things getting ready to release them, and I think a hurricane came through, and basically they ended up with a bunch of waterlogged pairs. That stirred up a bunch of drama online because they said that they were just going to throw those pairs out. Another thing was some other skate shop was saying that in order to win a pair of these things on a raffle, you have to be able to do a kickflip on a skateboard, otherwise you can't purchase them. And then to top it all off, the official Nike SB account tweeted or posted something basically saying that your chances of getting this sneaker were damn near impossible. All of that to say is that the hype is definitely increasing on this pair of sneakers, so your final chances are going to be whatever other raffles are still available, and then of course the dreaded Nike sneakers app. So good luck to anybody who's trying to get their hands on these things, and we'll speak about it next week, and you can let me know whether you got them or you didn't. All right, we got a couple 2024 Jordans I wanted to mention. The first one is the Air Jordan 5 Lucky Green. These ones are pretty straightforward. What you see here, which I believe is a mock-up, is actually what is going to be dropping, because as you see, this guy has an early pair. It's got the same freaking midsole, the green, the black spikes, the white leather upper, and then the green accent colors around the sock liner and tongue. We also got our first looks at the Jordan 1 High OG Yellow Ochre coming springtime 2024. This is the mock-up image that was before we even saw the first look, and this is the first look, so it's pretty much identical. We got a better image of what the sneaker is going to look like. The materials look to be a suede or nubuck, and then all of the white panels are just a regular Jordan 1 leather. Pair of 5s that's dropping relatively soon, the Air Jordan 5 Midnight Navy. I know a few people are after these things, dropping November the 10th. Look at all of that suede covering the upper, looking very, very nice. I imagine these things are going to be feeling super, super soft in hand. Apparently they're also going to be coming in a full family size run. All right, we got some new looks at the highly anticipated Adidas Fear of God collection. People have just been waiting on it for such a long time now. It kind of feels like the hype was up here and it's just slowly been declining the longer that they've delayed the release of these products. These are the new images. We've got 2 different models. They both look to be the rivalry Adidas model. One's a high top and one's a low top. I think the models that interest me a lot more are these ones over here, like this basketball version. This this one over here, which might be one of my favorite out of the entire lineup. We'll say that this collaboration is still intended to drop this year, so we're gonna have to wait and see, and if we get any more solid information, I will update you guys. All right, we got some detailed looks at the Sean Wotherspoon Adidas Gazelle Hemp. We've got two different colorways. I believe one has already dropped, correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, these two are looking actually relatively decent. Specifically this one right here with the all over cream upper, the light blue, and then just that little hit of orange on the back. And then we've got this pair, which is actually pretty interesting, all over green with just heavy embroidery on it. No specific release dates on either of these two. I imagine they end up dropping next month in September, but again, if we get any more information, I'll let you guys know. We just got another look at Nike's plans for this year's Halloween. This year, they're giving us a pair of dunk mid. You don't get the dunk lows, you don't get the dunk highs. They're settling for mid tops this year. And this one actually looks very, very similar to the Air Force One that we saw leaked and rumored a while ago. In fact, it almost looks identical. It's just the fact that this one is a mid-cut dunk and the other one's an Air Force. You've got the wax laces, you've got the snake or crocodile print on the upper. These do come with a pretty interesting outsole, which is all over slime green, has some kind of mixture effect going on. Either way, these are going to be dropping on Halloween day, so October the 31st, so you can look out for a pair then. Right, this one is pretty interesting. Take a look at this article. So we got the Daniel Arsham Adidas 4D Futurecraft is expected to restock in October. This is an interesting one because it just seems a little bit random. Like, I know Adidas is definitely a lot more inclined to restock random older sneakers than Nike would be. This one definitely took me by surprise. This sneaker released around the height of the whole 4D craze. In fact, right now they're reselling for a ridiculous amount of money. At the same time, they do retail for $400, or at least they did when they first released. If this sneaker does release, I'm not even that confident that they would actually sell out. Since Adidas did the whole Futurecraft 4D thing, the hype on that has just significantly declined. We're gonna have to wait and see on this one, but let me know down in the comment section if you remember this sneaker, if you have any fond memories, but let's keep it moving. Right, we got some more detailed looks at the upcoming Air Jordan 5 Maniere. This is the elusive Photon Dust colorway. Heavily vintaged out details like the outsole, the lace toggle. I think this colorway is really solid. The problem I have with both of these colorways of this Maniere collaboration is that I don't know if they really went all out on it in terms of the premiumness. As of right now, both colorways are expected to drop on November the 22nd at the end of this year. Alright, so we just had the Union Jordan 1. Well, Union's already cooking up their next Nike collaboration. This is the Union Nike Field General Pack, which is going to be dropping next summer. I believe what you're looking at is not the actual Union pair. Union is definitely going to be doing something different. We just obviously don't have any images of the actual collaboration yet because it's so far in the future. Now, I know nothing about the Nike Field General 82 sneaker, but apparently it was Nike's first venture into the football territory during the 80s. They're going to make some kind of streetwear version that you can just wear around, or is it going to be something a little bit more true to the original? Either way, that specific sneaker, this is going to be the first time that it's ever been retro. I mean, it has a lot of resemblance to the Tom Sachs general purpose shoe, so maybe people are going to be feeling this pair. Depends what it looks like, but let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Has Union fell off or what? All right, we got some new big updates for an upcoming pair of Nike SB Dunk. This is the Albino and Preto Nike SB Dunk Low, which now has a release date of September the 23rd. I did not know that this pair of shoes had this secret feature where you could freaking cut it apart and it changes the colorway completely. I don't know, maybe I didn't notice some of the early images, but this is the first time I've seen this pair of shoes actually cut apart, and it's something that we've seen Nike and Nike SBs do quite a lot. When you cut it apart, throw in some extra laces, these things start getting a little bit more interesting. So if you didn't know, Albino and Preto is actually a jiu-jitsu apparel company. So all of these colors that you see actually correlate to different belts. So if you take a look at, where's that image? This image over here, you can see all of the different colors of belts that actually exist on the pair of sneakers, which I think is actually really cool. Oof, we got a little update on one of those wild Boost sneakers, which we spoke about quite a while ago. This is the Crate Green Adidas Stan Smith Boost Pack. Now, this is the silver colorway. I think previously we saw the white one. Yes, what you're looking at is a sneaker covered in Boost cushioning. Something that Adidas has only ever put in the freaking midsoles of their sneakers is now covering the entire shoe. This is going to be an all-over over white colorway, an all over black colorway, and then this silver one. They look really, really wild, but considering the actual midsole is going to have boost, these things are going to be a lot more comfortable than your standard pair of Stan Smiths. Now, if you do like the look of these things, they are going to be dropping next month in September. We don't have a specific day in September, just expect them at some time, and it should be all three of the different colorways. All right, we've got a lot of Yeezy news to get through, so let's just kick this off with some of the most wild ones that we have. Starting with this, what you're looking at here is a Yeezy 150 Samba. This is a sample sneaker which was going to be the Adidas Yeezy 150, which is literally a new take on the Adidas Samba. Now, considering Sambas are at an all-time high in terms of their hype, just imagine if these things dropped right now. Now, this is a sample, I believe, from back in 2019. I thought this was freaking crazy. I have never seen this before in my life, but it is very, very interesting to see some of the samples that Adidas and Yeezy were working on, including this next one, which is a new sample that we just got a look at. Take a look at the Yeezy Gap Stock prototype. So this is actually a collaboration between Yeezy and Gap when they actually had their whole apparel line together, and this is something that they were working on, which just shows that Kanye West was working on sock shoes way before he started wearing his own sock shoes. He was trying to release a pair of these things through the Gap. That never ended up happening, so I'm sure he's going to be taking this idea and potentially, or according to him, he's going to be releasing some kind of sock shoe in the future. Okay, so next up, we need to talk about what's happening with the Yeezy August releases. So we've seen 4 different drops full of different Yeezy sneakers over this past month. Now, the interesting thing is that according to a lot of the different websites or the blogs that were all reporting on what Yeezys were going to be dropping this month, the list is kind of done. But yes, all of these sneakers over here have already released. Some of them are still available on Adidas Confirmed app, or they're at some different retailers. Well, what's next? Is there going to be any other drops? What's going on? Well, like I said in one of my last videos, this could be the last drop for a little while. And honestly, I feel like that would kind of be a good decision from the Adidas team. Just hold off on dropping Yeezys for a couple months. Just let people's freaking bank accounts recover. But at the same time, they could potentially just keep this going. And the next drop could be announced on August the 28th, when the other round of Yeezys is actually fully over. One thing is for certain, we know that Adidas definitely 100% has a lot of other Yeezys that they have to release. Pairs like this Yeezy Foam Runner in gray, we saw this one pop up. We've also got the freaking white salt colorway of the Yeezy Slides. We've got those tan 500 boots, which are definitely going to be dropping. Those were produced at the same time as the tactical black pair. This gray pair of 350s, I feel like should have dropped by now. This pair of Yeezy 500s, this one's pretty interesting because I believe it's the first Yeezy that we've seen that was actually produced this year in 2023. Yeezy Desert Boot is another one that was supposed to drop in multiple colors, so we should be seeing a release of these very, very soon. Now, some speculative ones, the Yeezy Foam Runner V2 is another one that they've been sampling, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do end up releasing these at this point. The Yeezy Slide MX, they've got a few different versions of this colorway with the mixture effect on a Yeezy Slide, and then some newer leaks, which gets pretty crazy, guys, so buckle up. First one is the Yeezy Foam Runner Red Vermilion. This is one that was kind of like the Red October of the Yeezy Adidas phase. And then here's the big one. If this drops, this will be the biggest Yeezy release potentially ever, just because I've seen so many people who are incredibly hyped about it. Now, I will say before I show you this, take this with a grain of salt, because I don't know how credible this is, but take a look at this, guys. Coming to the Adidas Confirmed app, the freaking original Yeezy 750 could potentially be returning. Now, this is the page that posted this information, the ATATF. So I have no idea where this rumor originated. All I'm gonna say is that this freaking whole Yeezy and Adidas situation has been a roller coaster of us thinking one thing and then they end up doing another thing. The fact that Adidas is dropping Yeezys is absolutely crazy. So honestly, I would not be surprised if there is some truth to this. But again, grain of salt, we still are dealing with hardly any information, so yeah, just keep that in mind. But of course, if we do get any more information, I will 100% keep you up to date, because I know that this would literally break the internet if Adidas did drop these things. All right, let's end this video off with a little bit of drama. Footlocker stock has sunk nearly 30% as the company expects sales to decline 8 to 9% for the year. Now, the sneaker retailer blames dismal results on consumer softness. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, well, what does that mean? What is consumer softness? business. Now, this CNBC article does lay it out in a lot more detail, but we're not going to go through all of it. The main takeaway point is that it's not looking great for Footlocker. First of all, when every other retailer decided to start selling Yeezys again because they wanted to take advantage of making a little bit of money, Footlocker turned around and said, no, we do not want any part of that. We're not dropping Yeezy. And it now looks like their financials are displaying some of those decisions that they've made in the past. I feel like Footlocker has been in a bad place for quite a while now, and it just seems like, they're deciding to shut down a lot of their stores. It's not looking good for them financially, and it just seems like they're something of the past. Now, I could be wrong. They could turn this whole situation around. This could be a pretty big change for sneaker retail moving forward. Now, the next story I wanted to go over was the Stockx Nike lawsuit is still ongoing, and now the judge just ordered Stockx to reveal information regarding counterfeit sellers. So if you're completely unaware of all of the things going on between Stockx and Nike, essentially a whole lawsuit started a couple years ago where Stockx started selling NFTs. Nike didn't like that, so they started a lawsuit about the NFTs, and then it just kind of escalated into Nike then going after Stockx for selling fake sneakers. Nike actually said that they purchased some sneakers from Stockx that ended up being fake, and they also followed up with a couple customers of Stockx who also claimed that they purchased fakes through Stockx as well. So essentially the main headline here is that the US magistrate judge Sarah Netburn has mandated Stockx to disclose details concerning users who successfully sold counterfeit Nike sneakers on their platform. And I think what people might not realize is just the gravity of this situation. If more and more negative things keep on coming out about Stockx in this specific lawsuit, this could literally reshape the entire sneaker reselling industry. It would pretty much call into question pretty much all of the other platforms as well. So that includes Goat, eBay, Collect, Laced, all of these other little resale platforms that have cropped up since the wake of Stockx. All of it will be in question. So as of right now, we're still waiting to see all of the details that become of this, but the pretrial expert discovery deadline has been set for September the 7th. It's an incredibly interesting story, and I suggest anybody who is interested to read up a little bit more about it. Thank you guys for tuning in to Upcoming Sneakers. Again, we do this every single Sunday. Now, if you want to see me unbox some of the latest sneaker releases, including one that's upcoming, click on that video over there. It's a banger.